The god Ra, venerated in Egyptian mythology as the god of the sun, creation, and cosmic order, holds a central place in the Egyptian pantheon. He is considered the source of life and light that maintains balance in the universe. In Egyptian mythology, several important symbols are attributed to the god Ra, such as the solar disk, the Ankh, the Wa scepter, and of course, the Eye of Ra. Of these symbols, the Eye of Ra is particularly significant, because it symbolizes divine power, protection, and clairvoyance and is associated with cosmic justice and harmony. From the book The Etheric Crystal written by Radu Chinnamar, we learn that this symbol originates from the civilization of the Syrian aliens or Anunnaki, just as many other symbols used today by human civilization belong to these extraterrestrials. Also, in Radu Chinnamar's book The Etheric Crystal, we find a very interesting explanation of the Eye of Ra symbol. This explanation reveals that the Egyptian god Ra is a highly spiritually evolved being who exists in the causal plane of God's creation, which is superior to the astral and etheric planes. Here is what the book says. A first observation is that this symbol also derives from the universal K symbol, less obvious than in the case of pi, but clear enough to make a brief analysis of it as it was shown to me on the holographic screen. Obviously, the top line represents the eternity of God. In fact, everything in the original Syrian civilization is linked to the ultimate, one, and supreme principle, which is God. The supreme reality is the same for everyone, as everything derives from it. In the Syrian civilization in particular, I observed their aspiration to relate absolutely everything to this all-encompassing reality, because it is infinite. In this deeply spiritual endeavor, the Syrian civilization is guided by its sages, who have reached the highest level of spiritual attainment, so that any action of help and support or even creation that the Syrians have in view, is supervised by these very wise beings. Returning to the meaning of the symbol, the line beneath the line of eternity represents the area in the higher plane, the causal plane where the entity or being sustaining a certain knowledge is located, which is close to the state of eternity, but still has a certain individuality in creation. Its presence is permanently felt in a present state, and this is represented by the circle in the middle of the line. The presence of that entity or being has manifested itself at some point in the past, an action symbolized by the oblique line to the left, which has a dot at the end. However, it will have a message to convey to the future when the time comes, and this aspect is symbolized by the vertical line on the right side of the symbol. Unfortunately, through a strange twisting of meanings and much manipulation, this ancestral symbol has been overshadowed by the significance of the so-called all-seeing eye, having been self-attributed by the organization, and becoming one of its distinctive marks.